Hey you guys, I'm Miss Preppy Pearl if you're new here, and if you're a returner, thank you so much for coming back and staying tuned. So I'm going to be continuing on with my health informatics series. If you are not familiar with what I'm talking about, definitely go check out my other videos. I've already put them in a playlist so you can see all of the videos in one place. But if you're interested in the health informatics field, or if you want to kind of pivot into a different industry in the healthcare field, definitely check out those videos. But for this video, I'm going to be sharing some of the programming languages that I have used in health informatics and I think that are important for you to be successful in this field. So if you're interested in learning what those are, please stay tuned. And yeah, I hope it's helpful. So let's go ahead and get into it. Alright, so one of the first things that I think you should consider when you're trying to enter into the health informatics field, or you're really interested in it, is Coursera. So I love Coursera. I use Coursera a lot to help with my skills and whatnot, and so I always suggest going that route. But some of the courses you might want to look into through Coursera first is SQL and Python. So those are the two coding languages that I have had to use so far and I think are really important in the health informatics field. I also just think these two coding languages, even though you can't really call SQL a coding language, but either way, I think these are really two important things that you should learn and should adopt to be successful in health informatics. That I feel like there's just no area in health informatics where you're not going to be utilizing these two things in some way or fashion or form. Of course, when you go into some more niche areas, you might need to use C++ or R. Those are the coding language I think you should focus on when you know specifically what you want to do in the health informatics field. But for right now, just general, Python and SQL will be your best friends. So with that being said, look into Coursera or look into any accredited entity that you can do this course and get that certification for that. Again, definitely think that's important for you to have under your belt. In my experience, Python is great for maintaining or encouraging interoperability. Interoperability, again, is just making sure that systems can communicate effectively between one another, and that's where FHIR comes into play as well. If you want to learn more about what FHIR is, let me know. But yeah, Python is great for making sure that data processes make sense between different systems. It also can be used for imaging too, different types of imaging. Also AI automations, Python is used a little bit as well for those processes. But yeah, like I said, Python is really great if you're just starting off in the health informatics field and you are okay, what programming languages should I pursue? Python is definitely that girl, for real. And Python can be applied in any other setting, not just health informatics. You can go into cybersecurity, other areas. I really do love Python for that reason. The other one, as I mentioned before, is SQL. SQL is great when it comes to querying and managing databases. So it's great for handling large data sets, so querying large data sets. So when you think about having a database full of medical records for a hospital organization or just an organization in general, SQL is great for that. So that is why I recommend those two, and those are the two that I have commonly used in my experience so far in health informatics. But I will share some other contenders. I would say that maybe after you have learned SQL and Python, you can also move into that are also important in health informatics. The other programming languages that I think are also important in health informatics, I personally actually don't have too much experience in them. Like I said, I've only had to dabble into them sometimes. Something that I have seen other seasoned health informatics professionals use. One is C++. Often see C++ being used in clinical application type systems. So maybe image processing. So say you have an image sent from the radiology lab and you're trying to analyze it or use it to make clinical decisions. C++ is sometimes used in that process, in that back-end process of being able to figure that out. The other is R. So R is great for, again, statistical analysis, statistical computing. You will typically see health informatic professionals who use R a lot. They are in industries where they are analyzing data, statistics, and stuff like that. Then the other one is JavaScript. Big one because it's typically used in cloud type applications, which again, a lot of healthcare organizations are moving from a rudimentary or like a paper facing application to a more cloud based. So Java is used in that realm and it's sometimes utilized in that way. So if that is a route that you want to go, you might also want to lean into learning Java as well. Those are the other ones that I'm like, okay, those are top contenders that you might want to learn after, but I think you should only delve into those areas when you have chosen like what path in health informatics you really want to do. From there, you can then kind of start being like, okay, this is the other programming language I need to learn after SQL and Python. So those are just some of the programming languages that I am familiar with, and I wanted to share with you guys, since that was a question that was asked a couple of times, that okay, what programming languages should I learn? Those are the ones that I think you should definitely consider in your journey in pursuing health informatics, and actually find projects where you can apply it, because one of the best ways to learn these languages is to actually apply it to like a real world problem. It will help you learn quicker. It will help you feel like you actually have a goal. It'll help you feel like the work you're doing is actually applicable. And again, it will just make the process easier for you to learn things. Like, you have to sometimes just be able to apply the things you learn in order to fully learn it, make the mistakes, fix the mistakes, and go from there. Of course, like I mentioned at the beginning of my video, Coursera is one of like the best places for me personally that I have utilized in order to learn a lot of these programming languages. But Coursera is not just for learning or getting a certification in a programming language. There are other things that you can learn and that are applicable in health informatics that I'll be sharing in my next video, where I'll be discussing kind of like the different skill sets slash courses that I took in health informatics and that you might want to also look into to strengthen yourself as a health informatics professional. That is it for me. I know I've rambled quite a bit, but I hope this video was helpful. Again, if you have any other questions, please let me know. Leave a comment below. I will be sure to answer as soon as I can. But yeah, until next week, I will see you guys later. Thank you again so much for watching. Bye.